Hello boys and girls, and welcome to this week's Topic Gather Time. As you can see, I'm wearing some clothes that I wouldn't normally wear when I was teaching you at school. I'm wearing a shalwar kameez and I'm wearing an orna as well. And this week we're going to be going to a country that's very, very special to me. This week we're going to be traveling to Bangladesh. It gets very, very hot, and so people wear sandals when they're walking around the street. But before going into somebody's house, it's very important to take your shoes off. It's very impolite to wear your shoes in somebody's house because your shoes are dirty. So before we go inside to look at the next bit about Bangladesh, I need to take my shoes off. Okay, so here we are with our world map again. Can you remember where the United Kingdom is, where we live? I think everyone should be able to spot it by now. Yes, that's right, it's over here. And then on week 2, we took a quick trip across the channel to France. Can you see where France is? That's right, just here. And then last week we took a very big trip to China. Remember, it was a very big country on our world map. Can you spot it? Yes, it's here. And then this week we are looking for Bangladesh. Now, Bangladesh is a hard country to find on the map because it's actually quite small, but it's next to a big country called India. Can anybody spot India? And then just next to India you'll find Bangladesh. Yes, it's here. This is Bangladesh right here. So can you see my big Bangladeshi flag floating in the wind? Can you see the colours on the flag? Yes, that's right, dark green and red. And can you see the shape in the middle? Yes, it's a circle, and these colours and these shapes mean things. So the red circle in the middle represents the sun that rises above the Bay of Bengal. It also represents the blood of the people who died when they were trying to make Bangladesh an independent country. And the green represents the lush fields in Bangladesh, particularly the rice paddies that you see all over the countryside. The green also represents the youthfulness of Bangladesh and the Bangladeshi people. The capital city of Bangladesh is called Dhaka. Unfortunately, it's one of the most polluted cities in the world, but there's lots of really interesting kinds of transport to see. Here's Ellie holding a toy rickshaw for you to see. It looks a bit like your bicycle, except that it has a seat on the back with a hood over the top for the passenger in case it rains. The man who cycles the rickshaw is called a rickshawwala. This is a CNG. It's a rickshaw but with an engine. CNG stands for compressed natural gas. If you want to go further and faster, then take a CNG. Ellie's holding a Bangladesh lorry. They look very different to the lorries that we have in our country. Look how colourful they are and that they're covered in paintings. This is a vangari. It's like a bicycle, but it's got a flat bed at the back of it, and it's used for transporting things. If you want to move house, this is how you move your furniture. Bananas grow in Bangladesh. Here we can see the banana boats taking the bananas to market. This boat is a floating vegetable shop. These are the big ferries taking people on holiday. Here's me and Mr. Snowdon at a wedding in Bangladesh. I'm wearing a sari, which is a long piece of fabric which is wound around the lady's body and pinned in place. Mr. Snowdon is wearing a traditional Punjabi suit. This is Hashim, and he was our rickshawwala in Bangladesh. You can see he's wearing a kind of skirt. It's called a lungi, and it's worn by the poorer men in Bangladesh. Did you know that both Mrs. Snowdons lived in Bangladesh? Can you see us here both wearing shalwar kameezes? Here's me when I first arrived in Bangladesh wearing one of my first shalwar kameez outfits. If you need new clothes in Bangladesh, you need to visit the tailor. The tailor is somebody who sells lots of cloth. He measures his customers and then sews the fabric to make them new clothes. Here is a lady getting ready for her wedding day. Look at her beautiful clothes and jewellery. Look at the bangles around her wrist and the markings on her hands. They're made with henna. Here are some animals that live in Bangladesh. Let's learn to say their names in Bangla. This is an elephant, so in Bangla we say hati. This is a type of monkey called a rhesus macaque. The name for monkey in Bangla is Banor. This is the magnificent Royal Bengal tiger. In Bangla it's called Bagh. We had lots of these creatures living in our house. They're common house lizards and they're named after the noise they make. They're called tik-tikis. Let's look at the kind of houses people live in Bangladesh. These houses here are in Dhaka. They're in the slums where the poorest people live. The houses are very crowded and also the environment is quite dirty. These are the village houses, which you find in places like the jungle. There's lots more room to live here. It's more peaceful and beautiful and cleaner. Here are two different types of houses that you would find in a village. One made out of woven materials and the other made from concrete and a tin roof. So in our new house, I've started to grow a bit of a herbs and spices garden. If you look really carefully at this plant, you'll see that it's a chili plant and already green chilies are starting to grow, and when they're ripe they'll turn red. Now chilies are very important for flavouring food and particularly for flavouring things like curries, which people in Bangladesh love to eat. So let's have a look at a few more spices that you might already know the names of. So welcome to my Bangladeshi spices table. I'm going to show you some spices now and I bet you know the names of some of them already. So this white one here, it's garlic, and this one a slightly more yellow one, especially when you cut it. Yes, it is ginger. Now there are all sorts of other spices on the table too. Cardamom pods, cumin seeds, coriander seeds, and when we grind them up they make a really nice smell. So this is my pestle and mortar here and I can use it to grind the spices and then put them in my curry. Now if your mums and dads have got some spices on their shelves that they're happy to give you a little bit of, you could grab yourselves one of these if you've got one at home, or maybe you've got a bowl and a rolling pin or just the back of a spoon and you can have a go at grinding up some spices. Now my children like to make a spices shop in the back garden, so maybe you could grind some up and sell some this week. So one of the most important things that the farmers grow in Bangladesh is rice. Have a look at this rice paddy field in this photo here. It looks very different, doesn't it, to the rice that we buy ready-made, packed in the supermarket for us. And Bangladeshi people eat rice very frequently throughout the day. They might have it for breakfast and various other snacks as well. So this week I hope that you will try some rice with one of your dinners. And there's some other food that comes from Bangladesh that would be really tasty for you to try as well. So how about trying some naan breads this week, or perhaps some poppadoms, or being really brave and having a tasty curry. I wonder how spicy you'll make it. Here's a Bangladeshi family eating a meal together. Notice how they're eating it sitting down on the floor, and they're not using knives and forks, they're eating with their right hand. See if you can have a go this week at eating your tea only using your right hand. There are some supermarkets in Bangladesh, but most people go to the market to buy their food. The food doesn't have a price on it, and so you need to negotiate with the seller how much you're willing to pay for it. Because there are so many rivers in Bangladesh, the people like to eat fish. Here we can see fish being sold in a market. It's been dried and it's very smelly in the hot sun. These people live in the village. They've just visited the market and now they have to carry their things on their back all the way home. When it's time to cook a meal, these are usually prepared on the floor, and families will share kitchens as well. The national sport of Bangladesh is cricket, and Bangladeshis love playing cricket. You'll often see families playing it together at picnics. Here is the Bangladesh cricket team. Okay, so I'd like to introduce you to somebody. This is Hatim Matim Tim. He looks a bit like a chicken, doesn't he? But he's got two horns. And he's a character in a famous Bangladeshi nursery rhyme that's taught to children at school. And the song I'm going to teach you in a minute talks about who he is and that he digs a hole in the ground where he lays his eggs, and also about his two famous horns. So let's see if you can learn the song with me. Okay, so the song goes like this. Hatim matim tim, tara mate paradim tade, kara dutu shing tara hatim matim tim. Hatim matim tim, tara mate paradim tade, kara dutu shing tara hatim matim tim. In 2006, Mr. Snowdon and I had got married and been to university, and then we left England and flew all the way to Bangladesh to work as teachers in an international school. The name of the school was Grace International School. Here's a photograph of my very first Year 1 class. As you can see, the children are all different nationalities. They came from countries around the world, and many of their parents were missionaries. 3 years later, I taught my very first nursery class. Here they are having a teddy bear's picnic. So here's another really easy song that you can learn to sing at home. It's a worship song, and the words of the song go, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, from my heart. Okay, shall we sing it together? It goes like this. Donabad, Jishu. Donabad, Jishu. Donabad, Jishu. Ama on Tore. Donabad, Jishu. Donabad, Jishu. Donabad, Jishu. Ama on Tore.